Hi, I'm Nate with Optimus Comics, and I'm proud to announce one of our first partner organizations and community pillars. Pen and Paper, a joint creative, is located at 6900 South Stony Island, is a Black-owned, woman-owned bookstore, art gallery, and healing space that uplifts the South Shore community through some amazing events like open mics, author visits, book clubs, and of course, Optimus Comics Academy. I was able to sit down with all four founders to learn more about their story, their mission, and ultimately the impact they want to drive in the community. I hope you enjoy it. Amazing community space on Southside Chicago. This is my home neighborhood. I love being here, and this is an amazing center, and we're going to be partnering with them to make an amazing comic book course. Hopefully we can just produce awesome work and then get these kids into a comic convention so we can actually just celebrate our young people and make sure that their stories are heard and that they have the skill sets and the platforms to be respected and tell their stories, right? But this could not happen. This work couldn't happen without you all. I literally do not have a space. I have the heart, I have the technology. I do not have a place to congregate and gather to be with my students based off of the school systems and what's going on with the budgets and all that stuff. I got kind of kicked out because just like they couldn't afford it no more. And partnering with you all is gonna allow me to continue working with young people, and it's incredibly important to me. So first off, before anything else, just thank y'all so much.
You're welcome. So welcome.
Yeah, and so you all have an amazing story, but I first would love for everybody to get to know who you are. Do we mind, can everybody go at least and tell your name and your position in the creative, or what you bring to the team? I think that'd be really awesome.
Well, my name is Tovi Kali. I work with Stovey and Creatives, and that's exactly what we do, create. Definitely the art wall here, and more of I'm the ideator. I think of all these weird and expensive things to try to do, and my girls always put me in check. But just an idea person, very creative, and I just like to make sure that the community is a part of the growth here. That's what we do. We bring wellness as well as creativity and those things to the community. But for myself, I just think I'm an idea person. I would think of 1,000,001 things, and whatever sticks, my team here helps to implement. So I just pass it on to Story.
My name is Story Devereaux, and I am the other half of Stovey and Creatives. Primarily what my work is more aesthetics. It's more marketing, more advertising, more branding. I've been getting a lot into helping us to understand more about merchandising and how to integrate our products between the literacy and the wellness element, and see how that can be conducive to the community and how we can kind of get people to come in. I am a creative as well, so a lot of the art wall, talk a great deal about what that looks like. And of course, this big, beautiful space is something I've had a hand in helping to develop. So yeah, I'm gonna pass it over to Verlene with the book joint.
So I am Verlene Singletary. Were we here last night? No, I did already. So I am one half of the book joint. I'm the mother part of the mother-daughter team. I am not a creative. So, or I guess as they say, my creativeness is financials. So I'm an accountant by trade, so I make sure all of the books are in order, all of our inventory is together and things like that. And I am an avid book reader, so I am always one sitting here having a discussion about books with our customers, so I do that.
Hey, I am Courtney. I'm the other half of the book joint, the daughter. Sometimes acting as the mother, but what I bring to just our beautiful concept is I believe I'm that connection to community. So I definitely work a lot with reaching out to the community, curating different events, and just helping curate a space where the community feels welcome, they feel safe, and they feel sane. So that's really my thing. I mean, I do a lot of marketing and everything too. If you see my TikTok day in the life of a bookseller videos, trying to get those to take out. But I'm just all about just trying to figure out ways that we can get people in here and we can get people, reading, taking care of themselves and really showing up for themselves and us. And our kids, period.
Yo, that's awesome. Y'all have succeeded. You did it. Like, you have the space. Like, this exists. It's a beautiful thing. And to your point, I walked in here this morning and there was a event. I came back, there was people filming to promote a new event, right? And so there's so much energy in here. I used to be a bookseller too. We gotta talk about it. Yeah, I was, we gonna buy. But I was a bookseller as well. And none of the bookstores that I was in felt like this. There's a way in which art can sometimes be like almost like relegated to like, oh, old dead people or whatever, right? The books, whatever. And then there's like the living, breathing interaction and change of energy, right? And I think that books, we sometimes struggle to tap into that part because it's already premeditated, written down, right? So we have to do more around it. And I think that y'all have done an amazing job. But I guess my first question about that is really just to take it back to, we've said community a lot. What does the community mean to you here? And I guess, are we in Woodlawn, South Shore? Like, when does the line go? I don't know.
We're South Shore.
We're South Shore.
Okay.
Mhm.
And my house is in Woodlawn, it's like right there? That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what does South Shore mean to you all? Why was this the recipient of such laborious work that y'all put in? Like, if y'all plant seeds and watering grass and all that stuff to grow a garden, why did y'all pick here?
Well, I'll start it off. So this location definitely I feel like it was written. We needed to find a location really quick. And we were looking in the South Shore area. And Toby, she just came across this gym, and as soon as it was available, I'll let her tell her story, but as soon as it was available to rent, we were able to get it. But this area and this neighborhood means so much to me because I grew up in South Shore. So from a little baby on up until I went away for college, I've been all over South Shore, taking the Metro to school, South Shore Cultural Center. I spent so many summers there as a kid who went to summer camp, and then eventually I started volunteering there and working with the kids and everything. We used to go there for after school. Of course, the beach, that was a very, very big part of my childhood. So to be able to come back and bring pen and paper, a joint creative to South Shore, it's essentially me coming home. So it means the world.
Well, I can't go too much further because she kind of said everything I was going to say. But I grew up in South Shore as well. So I grew up in South Shore, and I actually stayed in a family house when my mother decided she was ready to move. So had my children there, raised my children there, and this is where we lived. And I also went to Hyde Park. I graduated from Hyde Park right down the street.
I taught there last year.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I graduated from there. We won't say what year, but.
Toby and I, the one thing I forgot to mention is that what is really cool about this collaboration is that it's familial. As you have a mother and daughter team, you have a wife and wife team. So we're family, but not family, but family, right? And when Toby and I met, we met in South Shore about 13 years ago. We lived on 67th and Crandon. Oh, was it 68th and Crandon? 68th and Crandon. And what was really cool about it was we had no intention on coming back to South Shore. We left, we ended up going to Bronzeville, but then we ended up buying property in South Shore. Found this really cool place and loved it. And for the longest time, we was like, oh, okay. And Toby kept saying, well, we should get a store. And I was like, no, girl. We're going to do this online. Ain't nobody got time for that. But to me, what it means is I like what Courtney said. It's like you're coming back home because interestingly enough, when you have, let's say, these kinds of connections and whatnot, what you want to do, and you don't think that the space is something that you will do, but God kind of has another plan for you. And again, we had no plan to come back, but then when we bought the property, and we came back and we started getting into the space and getting into the area started to develop. And it felt familial. It felt home. It felt like okay, we're supposed to be here. So for me, having this kind of community space in this area, in at one point was a very much divested community, very, very divested. So to have this space here and to have the community be able to support it to say that there are books here that amplify Black authors, to say that there are wellness products here that amplify Black culture. There are so many different elements that really, really tie into what it means to actually be in a Black community, being for Black women, doing for all kind of Black stuff, right? So that to me just feels good, because that means I'm doing the Lord's work. That's exactly what I feel about it. So I'm gonna let Toby tell you more about that.
I just saw it. I'm the only one that's a transplant. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I came here from Hurricane Katrina 20 years ago. So I am the one that is not from here, but when I came here, the first place I stayed with someone was in South Shore. And the first place I lived after that was South Shore. So the first place I purchased was South Shore. So I love to be by the water in spite of how I got here. I do love the water, just not all up on me like that, you know. So, but it just seems so normal to me to be like right here, you know, right by the lake. It just seems so normal for me. But when I was passing Stony here and saw this place, it was boarded up. It looked like it used to be a bodega, old store or something like that, old corner store, and it was just boarded up, and it was a little ashy, you know, and everything. But it's something about it is just like, I was like, that would be a great store. And I said, Story, that would be a great store. She was like, yeah, no, I'm not seeing that. I said, you don't see it? She was like, no. I said, okay. But then the boards came down. When the boards came down, she called me. She was going to work. She was like, yo, you know that place you was talking about? The board's down. I said, she turned around, did a U-turn, and looked at it. I was like, is there a number? Got the number off the building. Called the guy. He was like, oh, yep, it's available. And we were like, this is going to be $5,000 a month. You know, because it was finished. The floors were finished, the exposed brick, everything was in it. And we were like, had a bathroom, the plumbing was in, because everything we were looking at, it wasn't built out. There was no plumbing. There was nothing finished. There was no walls, stuff like that. Like
no ceiling.
Some of them, and they wanted us that you had to build it out. So when this was already built out, I was extremely excited. And when we met with the landlord and we told them the concept and about the book joint and ourselves, and we were like, you know, literacy and wellness, and he was like, great. He was like, I thought y'all was gonna say hair braiding or something like that. He was like, woo. So he was with it. He thought it was amazing. And for me, I look at it like it's not just a bookstore. It's not just a boutique. It's like the art of selling books. It's like the art of being a collaboration. It's like the art of it all. Anybody can kind of get out there and kind of sell things, you know. But like you said when you walked in, the energy, the vibe. You know what I'm saying? And you can't buy vibe. You know what I mean? You can't buy integrity, you can't buy vibe. There's certain things you can't purchase that you just have to have. And I believe together we have this thing that's so special that even, I believe we're muses and people are very attracted to what we're doing. Some people want to do it, you know, but you have to have the right ingredients in order to do it. And it has to be organic, it has to be authentic, and I think that's what we have here. We have a book joint, the book joint that's been doing this. They're not new to this. They've been doing this. You understand? They've been doing this, you know. And when it comes to a person who I trust with everything that I know, that is Story. I trust her with everything. She is an amazing artist, an amazing human. So I know that whatever she does, she's going to do it to the best of her ability. She does not have to do anything. You know, I love that. You know what I mean? So with the combination and I have big ideas. I'm from New Orleans. Think Mardi Gras. Think everything big and themed and huge and yes, loud. That's me. That's me. Whenever I want to talk, I'm loud. So, but I believe that together, where I'm from, we call it a gumbo. And it's good. It's good to your soul. It's good for you. It's good to you. And it'll definitely make sure that you never go hungry. So that's what we got right here.
Oh my God, y'all are inspiring. And one thing that struck me was, you said you're in New Orleans, right? From New Orleans. I actually, I met my community by organizing relief trips from my college to go to New Orleans for Katrina, and those people are still in my life to this day. You know what I'm saying? And like the level of hospitality that I received in those 3 years that I would go down, we talking about the gumbo, the jambalaya, the po' boys, you know what I'm saying? And it's to the point where, I mean, we went down one time, we actually did not have any backing or support, and we were winging it, and our housing got messed up. So we were gonna not have a place to stay that night. And we're at the bar, and it's like, I don't know what we're gonna do. And there was a dude who popped over, his name was Nate, which I think is, divine. But he was a doctor, he came in his scrubs, and he just left, I guess, work, and saw us, started chopping it up, and then let us stay in his house. He had like a little McMansion. We all had a room. We had to sleep in the cold and or not cold, but like outside. But I think there's something about that communal, right? That gumbo that you're talking about. That seeing folks like they didn't know us from any, right? We literally, you know what I'm saying? We're not even from the state. Like so, y'all saw us and we had a bad moment, and then y'all were able to take us, and we showed up. So it's that cyclical, right? One hand washes the other.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what y'all got going on here.
Absolutely.
And I would love to know a little bit more about, so you all have this amazing space and you're bringing energy to the neighborhood, to the community. What are some of the events and things that you all have like helped like doula into the world, right? Like this book signing that you were just on the phone before we started recording and talking about, like there's so much going on, right? I would love for you guys to speak a little bit about that.
Okay, well, one event is the art wall here. We have Art Off the Wall. And from Soviet Creatives, we produced the Art Off the Wall series. This is an artist we have called Spifster. Every quarter we have a new artist that from the Chicago area to make sure that we amplify them and we amplify the space with them in this space. The objective is to make sure that they are seen, right? They are getting their thing, they're getting their shine and the whole nine. And we're supposed to do events and everything with them in this space to amplify the space as well. So we're very happy about that. We not only visual artists, culinary artists, performing artists, sculptors, whatever, glass blowers, whatever. Art is art, right? Yeah. So we're all types of art. We make sure we amplify and Art Off the Wall. We do many other things like open mics and the whole nine. I'll let Story talk a little bit more about that. But for myself, Art Off the Wall, the art wall, that's kind of my little vision, my little baby that I adore and I appreciate, and I love to make sure that we pull in people from the community to do this. Because I mean, I could call somebody from Los Angeles, but is that going to help here? That person here in Chicago, in this neighborhood, these people are from here. Some people cross the way there, some people live down there, some people, they're from here. Even if they're Gary, they're from Chicago. So that's the objective, that's the mission, to amplify those people to the rest of the world. People pass by here and the art will pull them in. And they ask about it and the whole nine, so you can check out these artists. You don't even know how great some of them are. They're like diamonds in the rough. Spiff is she's busy now. She's in Paris right now. She is in Paris. So yeah, I'm not saying this because of us, but damn, it might be because of us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's done something for the Bud Billiken Parade. She did the bus. There was a bus painted for United Airlines, I believe. She did some stuff. She's doing some stuff with Adobe. She's doing some purse art with MCM. So she's doing a lot of things, and to be on this wall, I believe, has been very helpful for her, as well as her letting her people know who we are over here. She had a great opening, and we appreciated that, and we appreciate all the artists that come and will be featured on this wall, and we just want to make sure that we're doing our part in our community here for that. But Story, you can talk about other events.
What was the artist's name again?
Spifster.
Spifster. Okay, I want to make sure we got it.
We also do, so as of late, so the open mic is the next thing that we have coming up. And it's called Unruled, and we're talking, Verlene was on 95th, and I was like, the Jeffrey Man, yep. So, some years ago, there was an open mic there. So it only made sense that, as a poet, and Verlene, who is obviously a poet, and she's an avid reader, And we brought those two things together and said, okay, well, we need to open mic. And the community had been asking, who young do, it. And so we said, okay, but the idea about most anything that we do here, it just has to make sense. It's not just about putting something out there and saying, oh, okay, let's have an event. It has to make sense. It has to, in some way, connect the community. It has to be beneficial to the community. And also it has to be beneficial to the businesses. Yeah. Because at the core of it, even as a community space, we are a for-profit business because we have to keep these kinds of initiatives going. So it's important to kind of bring people in from different spaces and different mediums, right? Different artistic mediums. Whether you're a poet, singer, songwriter, sculptor, whatever it is that you do, that's what she's highlighting in Art Off the Wall. And then, of course, Unruled brings that to life. It gives a platform to those individuals who may not necessarily have one. So there's that event, and then there's also recipes, where that we highlight that in terms of the culinary arts. So people who have specific recipes that are just like traditional, they get to come. It's like an artist talk, and they get to come. They get to talk about that, and then we partake in whatever it is that they've made. And then of course there's a new initiative called B-Side Cuts. I am a huge 70s fan. Berling loves hip hop, and B-Side Cuts is just that. It's pretty much, if you understand vinyl work, you understand the A side was always where all the popular music was, and the B side was the meat of the music. So we wanted to kind of highlight that for different people who love music. So everything, and this is just small fries compared to where we're going, and that's just Stovey Ink Creatives. That has nothing to do with the book joint, but the book joint and Stovey Ink Creatives collaborate on different initiatives. There's a bingo night that's coming forward. There's the movie night that's coming up. There's so many different things that we want people to know about. And the only way that we can have them know about it is by way of what we're doing, say, in partnership with you, what we do in partnership with the book joint, and all of those things. So yeah, we have a ton of events we have something for everybody, young and old. Honest to God, we have something for everybody. So I'm gonna let the book joint talk more about it. So again, this art, what we do is the creative element for Stovey Ink Creatives is all the arts. That's who we are, that's how we started. So I'm gonna let Verlaine and Courtney tell you about the rest of it.
So one of our main initiatives is we do book signings. We want to make sure that our community gets to meet with their favorite authors. So if we get some popular authors in, mainstream, we get the public out so they can meet them. We also work with local authors who are just like first coming out with their first book and things like that. We set them up for their first book signing, so they get to get out and meet new customers or meet new fans and go from there. So that's
Me is what you're saying. That's me.
Okay. We also have a nonprofit, so Options for Literacy. So what that is, we want to make sure that all of our youth, that they are on par with the other youth. We can say that. So I'm gonna let Courtney tell you a bit more about some of our other programming.
Yeah, so they pretty much hit everything. I'll go ahead. So we do a books and brunch, and I will say that's a program that I feel like we kind of birthed and everything, and we've been doing it for maybe about 2 or 3 years now. So we do 2 books and brunch every month. We do one for kids, and that one is a reduced price experience because we use the nonprofit to go ahead and fund that. But one thing that I know from working in a bookstore, from reading books all my life, books can be expensive. You can go ahead for a kid's book, you can be spending $20 or whatnot. And with us always wanting to be on the South Side and be in communities that need those resources, we decided, hey, let's come up with a program where it's low cost, but we are creating an experience around literacy that, hey, you talk to some kids and they're like, I don't like reading. You don't like reading, but hey, you like coming to this 2-hour event where we read, we play games based around literacy, you meet an author, and then you get to choose what book you want to take home. So we went ahead, and that's one of the brunches that we created, and it, like I said, we've been running it for 3 years. We keep it very, very low cost, between $6 and $10. Sometimes we even get donations where we're able to do it for free. But it's been tremendous. We started off with maybe like 3 or 4 kids who would come, and now we sell out every time we go ahead and we do that program. So we'll have 20 to 25 kids in here, and just having a really good time. So we do that one, but we also do one for adults as well, because literacy doesn't stop when you turn 18. Like, it doesn't stop when you graduate from school or you graduate from college. Literacy is something that has to stay with us for our entire life.
Yeah.
Like, once you fall behind, you really become a liability to everyone. Illiteracy costs our country millions of dollars every single year. It costs the world billions of dollars every single year, because if people don't know how to read, they don't know how to understand, you have to help them. Well, we are helping them. We're helping them help themselves. So that's why we go ahead and we do this brunch. And the adult brunch is still very, very low cost, but it's still 2 hours. We do a contest, activities. They get to choose their own book as well, and we bring books of all genres, but the one main thing is they're by Black authors, because we have to uplift those Black voices. So we do those brunches every single month to go ahead, unless I need a break. But we go ahead and we do those every month to really keep people coming in, and to let them realize literacy, it's so much more than just sitting down and reading a book. It's so much more than that. So I do other events and everything, but I'm not going to go ahead and tell you all about those, because I could be here all day. we could be here all day. So they can definitely check out the website, check out our silent reading parties, our crafted story sessions, and then we also have book clubs galore. Book clubs for the kids, book clubs for the teens, and then we, of course, have our adult book clubs.
We make sure that they have literary resources that they need. We have worked with different schools, providing books to schools. We worked with, which hospital? The Advocate Children's Hospital, and we brought books there. And I know I'm missing some places. I'll let you think about that. But we just try to make sure that our kids, they have a space, they have books that represent them, and that they can come in here and do that. And like I said before, when I was talking about us with community, I'm an avid reader. So I'm always here, and I'm always down for a book discussion. So if anybody comes on the street looking for a recommendation, or they want to talk about a book they read, I'm right here for them.
One of the things that's interesting about this, because we, I think, are at the beginning of something that is a very beautiful collaboration that I'm very excited about, right? And as I'm sitting here and listening to everybody's stories and input, there's so many points of connection that I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to share with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a lifetime poet. Like I was a poetry teacher I just ran into one of my former poetry students yesterday actually, and she growing now, going to get a PhD, killing it. She Carlin Bowens, like everybody, she's the best. Shout her out, she's the coolest. So just stuff like that, and I think that what's really beautiful about it is that the art. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! 1 second. Mind that. Okay, so but I guess what I'm really thinking about now is like you all mentioned so many awesome touch points, but I'm really curious about how do you all support women specifically, right? Is there like something about like having a women-owned space, a queer space in a Black community full of art? Like, is that, can you speak as to like why that's important, powerful, impactful to you?
So I will say, one thing I have to point out there, they always say, Black people can't work together, and they say women definitely cannot work together. So we wanted to defy all the odds. Like, we grown women, we about our business, and we can make this work. And that's something we just, definitely want to model for our community, for our city, for the world. Come together, collaborating, just bringing it all together. We can achieve so much. Like, look what we're achieving now, and we're not even a year in. And so that's very important to us. Of course, women-owned businesses, empowering women and everything, having a space for women to feel safe, that's very important. But I do have to put it out there, I'm sorry, because we've gotten this a lot. We are not just for women. We are a God-centered space too. We want men to feel safe and feel welcome and feel uplifted and feel seen in our space too. So it might be some girly stuff in here, but please know, we both make sure we curate items for the men too, because they are just as important as women. We right there together. Like, without each other, we're nothing.
Quite literally.
I mean, I don't even know how to follow up to that. As you'll notice, I'm not the one who talks a lot. But I'll try.
But you count the money.
So, but yeah, we just like to make sure that we have we're a representation. So we just like, we're here to let everyone else know that you can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Black people, a lot of women, they don't have the confidence, they don't think that they can start a business, that they can run a business, that they can do it. So we're here to show you it's possible. Anything you put your mind to, it's possible. My mother was one of those terrified. When I first opened the book joint back in 2007, she was like, oh my God, what are you doing? You quit your job and you're going to do this? And she was just like, you just jump out the window and do stuff. If I don't do it, who's going to do it?
Facts.
So we're just here, we're to show everybody, we're here to show everyone it can be done.
Okay.
I think the biggest misconception is that we're a monolithic body of people, and we're just not. I think what makes collaboration work is having all ideas to the forefront, right? Something Courtney touched on about the importance of having the Black men, or men in particular, particularly Black men, because forgive me, I'm biased. See what I mean? But at the same time, no, to be honest with you, it is important to uplift Black, because again, going back to that monolithic idea, we don't all think the same. Just merely existing in this space, Black as we are, shows evidence that anybody can do whatever it is that they put their mind to. Just being here is inspirational. Whether, you know what I'm saying, whether you walk in and we've had so many people come in and say, well, how can we do it? How can I start a bookstore? How do you make candles? How do you make perfume? How do you make apparel? Honestly, that's not something that's hard. If you tap into what it is that you really want to do, you will do it by hook or by crook. And as long as you have a solid idea and that idea is what is intended for you, watch how things begin to line up for you to do it. Same with this space. We came together from Boxville. We were in an incubator space over in Bronzeville. So I knew Verlene, but I didn't know Verlene, right? She knew us, but she didn't know us. So it's brave to kind of have two initiatives to be so vastly different. And even though it's in the arts, books are not wellness products. Wellness products are not books. So when you have these two ideas that come together to produce something bigger than yourself, that in itself is inspiration. Because who's to say ice cream doesn't go with hamburgers? Find a way to make it work. And that's literally what we've been able to do. So being a Black woman or a woman in this space, the fact that I'm able to do it is evidence that any person can do it. Doesn't matter. I'm from the same, you always hear people say that, oh, I'm from the same area. No. I am from Inglewood, Chicago, the hood, right? And those odds can be stacked up against individuals because immediately, you think that a person is not able to produce any type of entrepreneurial skills out of that space. That's not true, right? But look at what happened. She's from New Orleans, I'm from Inglewood, they're from South Shore. And to these areas, now you have this big brand of an idea called Pen and Paper Joint Creative. It just doesn't stop here. It's inspirational for anybody that is in this area, because anytime you ride down this street and you see this art or these lights or those books or these, it's beautiful. It's a beacon on the corner of 69th and Stony Island.
Yes, it is.
It's a beacon. So hell yeah, you should be inspired. Absolutely, you should be. I am.
100%.
All right. Well, in a world full of isms, classism, colorism, just body shaming and judgment, and in a world full of just the kids are born with their phones. They come out the womb like this, So we have to approach this thing differently, and I believe representation, as Verlene was saying, is absolutely right. We have to, just being Black women here says a lot. But we don't just exist. We work hard at the whole concept and at everything. And I like to touch upon the male, the fact that we love to make sure the male, the Black man has and knows that he has a place here, and know that we have carved out a space, because the head, if you cut off the head, then the body will die. So you need to make sure the head is okay, and the head is the man. And trust me, as a same-sex relationship, we don't hate men. We love the Black man. Absolutely. And I make beard oil, not for the ladies. Okay? That ain't buzz. Even though, but it's for the brothers. We want to make sure that the brothers know that we love the brothers. You know what I'm saying? That it's always been in our community that the woman always takes care of the Black man. We patch you up when you come home hurt. We make sure we patch you up so you can get back out there and do what you got to do. You're hungry, like in New Orleans, like you said. That's where I'm from. My hospitality knows no bounds. Unless it's a raggedy, trifling energy that I don't want to deal with. But other than that, we make sure, and you don't have to know, I don't have to know you to feed you. Word. I don't have to know you to nourish you, to patch you up and send you about your way. Patch up your wings so you can fly again. I don't have to know you for that. I know enough to know that you need that. You know what I mean? The problem with our hospitality is when we take it outside of our community and we take it outside of where it came from, some people think that it's about them. Yeah. They think my hospitality is about them. So they're going to use it. Oh, she'll just do, she's going to cook, she's going to do this, she's going to do that. Ask my ex-husband was the wrong way to think about that. Because my hospitality is not for you. Yeah. It's for us. Mm-hmm. You understand? And it's to uplift. You know what I mean? I don't want to see anybody in need. If I have something and you're in need of it, absolutely. But you don't have to steal it from me. I'll give it to you.
That part.
You know what I mean? I'll give it to you. So the hospitality and the thing that I've learned with it, I make sure that it is given where it is best received. I'm not just throwing it out like Mardi Gras, like Mardi Gras. I don't do that anymore. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. But for the ones that's in need, for the ones that really need it, it's there in abundance for them. And that how can we have to we just have to make sure that we're making the right decisions in how we give. And I say that, I'll say that, making the right decisions in how we give. Because this community needs it. Now, if we were uptown or in a different community, maybe it would be different there. But in our community right here, this is what we need right here. The reason why I believe, from Sovian's perspective, the perfume and everything, I try to make sure I use the best quality products I can possibly find, and I try to keep it as cheap as I can possibly keep it for our community. If my perfume is $85 a bottle for 1.7, but if I was in Water Tower, it would be $150, easy, if not more. Right. I use the best quality products, 30% alcohol, 30% fragrances. I use top notch. I don't skimp. I don't use any Bath and Body Works. I don't use any low key. Because you shouldn't have to leave your community to go buy something nice for yourself, for your melanin, for you, or for a gift you want to give. You shouldn't have to leave I'm gonna go up north to buy something nice. No, it's right here. You should be able to walk down the street and get that in your own community, from your own people, made by black hands. You know what I'm saying? And read these black authors. You know what I mean? And put it in that black bag and go on about your black business. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but I wanted to stress the added, you know, appreciation and respect for the black man that we do have, to make sure that the black man knows, yes, it's before black women. We got a lot of pink, we got a lot of cute stuff in here, but we also have clean smells, gourmand, we have black soap, we have beard oil, we have black dope energy, reading social movement. We got all that for the brothers too. It's not just pink. We got black, we got white, we got khaki, we got all those things. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got something for you too. You know?
I will say in response to that, I think that similarly to how we have just spoke about how there might be preconceived notions about how our collaborations can happen or can't happen or whatever, I think that one of those divides communally has been along gender lines, and it's really refreshing, I think, for us to be in a space where everybody, I feel like we're all in alignment in regards to like solidarity, right? And showing up for the humanity of other people and making space. And I love how you all, I always call it, like, as an educator, I see myself as a holder of space, right? And I need to make sure that I prepared the space for the people before they got here. I need to have intentionality. It needs to be, like, it needs to come from love. The same way that when I cook dinner for my wife, right? Like, that is, I am cooking it from scratch most likely, you know what I'm saying? That's something that brings me joy, just to be able to produce something that, this is an experience that I wanted for you because I anticipated your needs and I love you and I loved you before I met you, right? And that's how I think about my students. And what's so lovely about this interaction right now is I feel like the universe, God, all the forces that I don't control, however you want to frame that, you know what I'm saying, go ahead. But I think that it's all different words to describe the same phenomenon. And within that space, I think that I was put here in front of you all in order to really show out for my young people. Because when I walked into this space, the first person that I met a woman who was my student's mom. It was my first time I walked in this space. She's like, oh wait, I was passing out flyers for comic book stuff. And she was like, don't you listen to schools? I was like, yeah, I'm blah, 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 blah. And she was like, my son's in your class, he loves it, keep going, right? That was my first interaction when I came in the space. I didn't know all this other stuff, right? But as I came through, the alignment was so on point, even down to hospitality. There's a New Orleans connection, there's poetry, books that, like, it's too much synergy that for me to have possibly anticipated, right? So I feel really blessed to be in this space. I feel really blessed for you all to collaborate with me, right? And I also feel like my young people are gonna be in great hands if they come here. I feel I'm really protective of my young folks. I don't bring them around everybody and everybody can't come to the party.
That's right.
I'm not going straight up. Like, I've seen too much, I'm from too much, I don't go when it comes to that. And so one of the reasons why this is so important to me is because we have to find spaces to do this, like real third spaces that are not, we don't have to do so much of the protecting and the fighting and whatever. We have to do some healing, some building, some creating too. And I feel like we got it. I feel like this is gonna be an amazing spot. And yeah, I think that if you all are watching this right now and you're interested in any of the stuff that we talked about, please come out, right? Come out and partake, not just in Optimus Comics Workshop, that's lit, definitely sign up, but also look at what else is here. And that's the whole purpose of this initiative of mine, is I would love to create like beacons and signal boost the work that's going on, because we got too much to do, you know what I'm saying? It's too much for two hands. You gotta have some more hands. And I know that, and so that's my job right now, is to put the young people in the places where they can thrive, and also help them drive some cool stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.